Today our lesson will be writing equations from given sine and cosine graphs. So we know how to graph sine and cosine, but sometimes we are given a graph and then we are asked to find the equation as a sine graph, or from the same graph the equation as a cosine graph. So we are given this graph here. So how do I write an equation if I treat this one as a sine graph? You know that sine and cosine are called sinusoidals because they have the same waves. A sine graph and cosine graph are related by a transformation. So a cosine graph is a special sine graph. So let's see what we need to write this as an equation. So we have to write an equation. We know we have y equals a sine k x minus d plus c. So we have to find these letters here. So let's see which one is the easiest ones to find first. So we have a, which is the amplitude. A is always the absolute value. A is the amplitude, which is the maximum minus minimum divided by 2. In this case, it's 1.5 minus 0.5 over 2. So we have this now. We have the maximum, which is 1.5, and we have the minimum, which is minus 0.5. So this will be equal to 2 over 2, which is equal to 1, which means the amplitude is 1. Let's say the middle line, equation of axis. Equation of axis is our C. C will be maximum plus minimum divided by 2. That means 1.5 plus minus 0.5 divided by 2, which is, this is 1.5 minus 0.5, which is 1. So, which is the middle line. Our middle line will be this is 0.5, which is 1/2. Okay, now we have the equation of axis. Equation of axis means the middle line. The middle line between, which is here. The middle line is between this is y equal to c or y equal to 0.5. Okay, so this is 0.5. It means from here to here the amplitude is 1. We have seen the amplitude. Okay, then our next one is finding the period. The period is the length between any two maximums. The length between any two maximums. So the first maximum is, this is a maximum, for example, 360, and the second maximum is 0. So it will be 360 minus 0. Difference between two maximums. Attention. Maximum is 360. The period is always the values of x. 360 minus 0, which is in this case 360 degrees. If the period is 360 degrees, we would like to find k. So we know that k is always 360 this divided by period, because period is 360 divided by k. Therefore 360 over 360, which is 1. Our k is 1. So the last thing to find is the phase shift. Okay, so the phase shift for sine graph. The phase shift for sine graph will be the first point of x where the sine graph starts. First value of x where sine graph starts to go up. Okay, in this case, let's see. This is we go always to horizontal line. The new line is y equal to 0.5. In this line here, where does the sine graph start? This is not starting of sine graph because it's going down. Sine graph is starting here. So one possible phase shift is this one here, which is 270 degrees. We have another possible one. If I go this way here, sine graph is starting from here. This is like minus 90 degrees. Therefore, we have two possibilities here. It can start from here, or it can start from here, or it can start from here. So this is 90, minus 90 degrees is this one here. Okay, so sine graph can start from here, sine graph can start from here. So I have two possibilities here. So the phase shift is either negative 90 or 360. Negative 90 degrees or 360 degrees. Therefore, now I have everything. The sine graph will be y equal to, amplitude is 1, so for 1, sine of k is 1, x plus 90, and my c is 0.5 plus 0.5, or it's not wrong if I write it y equal to sine of x minus 360 plus 0.5. These are two possibilities for sine graph. So this is if I treat the graph as a sine. So let's see if I treat the graph as a cosine. As cosine graph. Okay, if I treat the cosine graph for sine and cosine, the amplitude will be the same, like 1, and the c value will be the same again, 0.5. And the period is the same, the period is between any two maximums, so therefore k is 1. The only thing which changes will be the phase shift. The phase shift for sine graph is the first maximum value. Phase shift. The first x value at maximum. The first x value at maximum. The first x value means from the y-axis going to the right or to the left. The first one will be our maximum, our x value for the maximum. So in this case, this is one maximum, this is another maximum here. So the first maximum is at 0, x equal to 0. The second maximum is at 360 degrees. So in this case, if this is the first maximum here, This is my first maximum here. This is my first maximum. This is my second maximum. Therefore, the phase shift is 0. There is no phase shift. If I write it 0 or 360, but I write it 0. Therefore, my equation will be y equals amplitude is the same 1, cosine of k is 1, x minus 0, which is nothing I cannot write, plus 0.5. This is as a cosine graph. So any graph can be written an equation of sine and cosine. Okay, this is a simple example, so that's it about it.